let's go take a look at a few moments in this game. This is a really, really interesting one. I saved this for a few different reasons, actually. I can't remember what the first reason was, because so much happened here. So much happened in this game. I mean, this is exquisite, by the way, from Daniel, but to start off, to open the scoring for him. Because he sees one of Mike's turned around. One of Mike's actually just... did he half flip or power slide in the landing? Let's see. I don't think Daniel actually saw what Mike did. Yeah, he went for an inverted half flip to land backwards. Daniel just sees him sliding into position in reverse. So he manages to pre-flip and shoot it the other direction to go behind him. That's perfect finish. Of course, the double touch, he's in free play. And somehow Daniel... oh yeah, that was a bit of a freebie. Daniel didn't do the best with the chances in the middle of the game. And obviously this open net was a bit of a disaster. But wasn't there like a moment before this? I think there was. I think there was like a... I think there was a one-to-Mike shot on an... No, yeah, it was a one-to-Mike shot on a Daniel in-and-out save. When did that happen? That's what I wanted to see. This oh yeah, this right here. Okay. I think if he just shoots top corner there, that's a goal. Or he has to go top left or bottom right. Has to go top left or bottom right. Because, I'll tell you why. When someone is coming out of the roof of the net like this, they can't change the height that their car is at and also accelerate in a direction. This is the issue with in and out saves. This is why they're not being used for every single position. Because if you want to get your car from this height up here, down here, you actually well, the reason you could do it from the ground is because you lean back and jump and then you fly up in the air. But the problem with doing it from the in and out save is that, see this slight change of like the direction that the floor is. What this does is the same effect as when you drive onto a sidewall. When you come out of the net like this, your car has so much inertia, the suspension's compressed, so even if you try to lean your car back and fly down, it won't let you if you're going quickly. It won't let you because you've got so much compression on the suspension to keep you stuck to the roof of the net anyway. So the only option to get down again is to jump. Now if you jump, that's using one of your jumps. So there's a problem because now you can't get back up again. If you decide to jump like Daniel does here, that's you. You're fully committed to staying low. You can't get back up again. That's the difference. That's the weakness with in and out saves. You can't cover everything. Whereas sometimes if you're on the ground, you can actually cover everything. You just like jump up halfway and then you can fly back down again to cover a low 50-50, or you can use your flip to cross the net. You have a lot better coverage if you fly off the ground. However, you have a much more proactive approach if you come out of the net quickly. What Daniel did is actually pretty smart though, and this is I think why Wonder Mike got baited, is Daniel accelerated into the net, made it look like he was going to try and throw himself at the ball, but then he hits the brakes at this point and actually comes out at a much lower angle, and Wonder Mike didn't get the ball high enough to go over him. So I think whenever you see a player in this position, you've got a couple of options. You know that they can't actually change which side of the net they're on without completely committing their car to that position. What did I say earlier? Did I say top left? I think bottom left actually in hindsight would have been a better option. I'll tell you why bottom left. Because if you shoot top left, Daniel can flip forward to intercept it. If you shoot bottom right, Daniel can double jump to intercept it. But if you shoot bottom left, how is Daniel going to get all the way down here? How is he doing that? It's not really possible because you'd have to intercept the ball on its way to the bottom corner. But you don't have the flip and the double jump. You can't use both. You can't jump 3 times. You could, saving a bottom left shot would be easy if you could jump 3 times because you just double jump and then flip. But yeah, this is probably the play. Just go bottom left because you're changing the x-axis and the y-axis, which makes it very difficult for somebody making an in and out save. I think I called that wrong in the game though. I think I said top left because I wasn't thinking. I didn't think it through. Wait, sorry, I didn't. What's Lethamer been saying? I didn't read chat. I'm sorry if there was some insight. I missed it. But did it make sense? Does my explanation make sense? If somebody's coming in, for an in and out save, and you can put the ball away from them on both axes, they have the hardest time saving it, essentially. That's where they have the hardest time. Now, funnily enough here, Daniel actually goes for kind of a fake in and out save. He doesn't throw himself out the net. So actually, you know, now that he's down here, the hardest place for him to get is top left because he's coming in. You know, he's already jumped down, so there is actually just no way that he can get up in the air to the top left side of the net. He can kind of cover the top right by lunging forward like he does here, and making himself big enough that, you know, when you look at the top right from where Wonder Mike shoots, it is covered because Daniel's come out of the net to block it. But top left, when you're facing like a fake in and out save like this, is completely wide open. Bottom left is probably the only thing Wonder Mike could have known at this point in the dribble. Wait. As soon as he sees Daniel driving up here, he'll know, okay, bottom left is just impossible to reach if I do it quickly. But I think Wonder Mike, he kind of slowed this. He wanted to slow play. He didn't want to just rush. He tried to slow play a little bit. He's completely alongside the ball here to fake a shot in this direction, hoping that Daniel will lunge in this direction and leave the top right corner open. But Daniel doesn't do that. Yeah, I think that's the problem that's the problem with Wonder Mike's strategy here, Leth, is that he is hoping that Daniel will just commit to something. But Daniel doesn't really do that. He plays a very, very reactive style of defense. He doesn't really just throw himself in a random direction and hope that's where the ball's going. He always waits to see where the ball's going. So you can't. It's really hard to fake him out, especially from. I mean, look where the fake happened. It's over here. Like, that's not going to work. Maybe if you fake him like here, it could work, because at that point it's impossible to react with human reaction time. Like a fake at this kind of range, not possible if you're moving at this speed. But over here, his reaction time and his positioning is good enough to react to what he sees over here. But yeah, some players who are known for just crazy early pre-jumps, it makes sense to fake at this kind of distance because they commit so much earlier in every single position. And I think I saved the replay after this, but it was more to look at the in and out save, not the open net miss. I mean, the open net miss, Daniel just made a good play and then he beamed the finish. He just beamed it. No more to be said. Pretty much all there is to it. This is a pretty interesting play, though. I think the key moments in this game are, number one, Mike, I think, not playing the right strategy when he had that offensive play. Like we just discussed, that was a big moment. I think he could have really given himself a big opportunity there to just win this. This is another one. Wonder Mike is probably expecting Daniel to fake a challenge here, because Daniel never dives in on 50-50s. This whole series, Daniel didn't go for pretty much any 50-50s when Mike has the ball. He was always faking challenges, always just trying to get, maybe a glancing blow on the ball. But we're not looking at a standard timing here. This is 30 seconds left in the game. Daniel obviously switches it up if the time is forcing him to do that. So although he's played a whole game with a whole series with almost no 50-50s, you have to expect him to get a bit more aggressive in the final 30 seconds. And I think I did actually, to give myself some credit, I said the wrong corner for this initially on the fly, but I think this one I got right. You've got to expect, and all the top players do this, as the clock goes lower and lower, as time's running out, they play more aggressively, and Daniel just decides, well, there's no point in backing off here, because if I just give Wonder Mike a free possession, Wonder Mike's trying to fake a floor pinch here, bait the fake challenge at Daniel. If Daniel just fakes a challenge here, what's he doing? What does he get out of that position? Not a lot. He actually just gives Wonder Mike a free possession, and now Wonder Mike can knock even more time off the clock. So you have to expect that. You have to maybe not expect it, but I think you've got to be a bit more ready at the end of the game for the 50-50 to come in, even from a player who doesn't really like going for 50-50s. This is just crazy, though. I mean, I pointed out during the game, we've sometimes seen double resets in moments where it doesn't really matter. Games are already over, or maybe it's really early in the game before we're getting into crunch time. Maybe it's maybe it's just a consolation goal. This is a goal to win the game, and he goes for a triple reset. I mean, crazy, just crazy. I'm pretty sure that's the first triple reset that we've seen on my channel. That's well, the first relevant triple reset. We've probably seen, you know, freestyle show match or like rubbish time triple reset, or maybe somebody got a triple reset but didn't really get a good touch on the ball for the shot. But this is the first legit triple reset that we've seen in a one show match on my channel. I don't think anyone's scored a triple before, a relevant triple. Not even Jory Oski or any of the other guys who are pulling out doubles on the regular. But you know, when you're as good as Daniel, when you can land, when you can do a double, why not a triple? You know, it's the exact same setup. So it's all about just getting the first one early, as Daniel shows you here. If you're going to try and go for triples, you need to get that first reset as early as possible, so that there's as little vertical movement on the ball when you hit it. You don't want that ball to be falling constantly. Notice at every touch, the ball's, you know, its descent is being killed every time, so it just buys him more time on the dribble. Didn't Oski beat Daniel? Yeah, Oski was able to beat Daniel on EU server, but they have never played a series with server mix before. The only player I think on my channel who's beaten Daniel on US servers is Drally. And Drally, kind of, you know, the style that Wondermike showed us at the start of game number 2 is like, that's what Drally does. He just doesn't respect anyone. He just charges in and just goes for the ball. And Drally loves 50-50s. Daniel not so much. So he just kind of bullied Daniel in that matchup. And I think Daniel also got a little bit tilted because, well, he tilted himself. He told everybody that you would beat Drally if they played US East, and then they played US East and it didn't happen. So I think he went in that with a lot of pressure on himself. You know, if there's a rematch, I'd expect Daniel, if he came in composed, to have the edge, because of course it's a home server match. You always can have the edge, especially if you're as good as Daniel is. Top 5 ones players at the moment. I'm probably like top 5. Jack, Jorius, Khaled, Daniel, Drally is top 5 for me right now. But Rawas is also really good sometimes. Oski looks really insane right now. These are players who just haven't done as much. But my top 5 would be, the big 3 is Khaled, Jack, Jorius, and then you've got Daniel, Drally are the new players to the top 5. First killer, 2 inactive. He might still be top 5, but I've not seen him play a show match in forever. I'd love to see him play, of course. Maybe we can make that happen. Any new 1v1 content coming soon? Well, it depends what you mean by soon. Yeah, soon for sure. This is the first time I've ever been happy about having broccoli in my life. Really? You ate broccoli and you liked it? I'll tell you guys what the trick is with broccoli. You don't want to, like, the biggest mistake that people always make with broccoli is that they just steam it to the point where there's no flavor. It's just like completely flavorless. But what you want to do is make sure to get a bit of seasoning in there, maybe a little bit of salt, but butter also goes really well with broccoli, melted butter. So maybe chuck some of that on there. And, you know, if you don't like broccoli, you'll probably like it. Oh, you were talking about the chat badge. Okay, that also is, I mean, to be honest, that is one of the best chat badges, to be fair, as well. But yeah, I wanted to take any excuse to hype up broccoli as well. So I'll take it. Garlic, salt. Yes, garlic as well. Garlic, salt, butter. They'll turn broccoli in, like, some of you might just hate broccoli, but if it's seasoned properly, it tastes so good. So good. That's the problem with most people's experience of vegetables, is they just haven't had it good. They've had it flavorless their whole life, so they think it's terrible, but it's actually amazing. Thank you, by the way, to Passable Pasta for the 20-month Prime.